What's up, everyone? I just flew into Medellin, Colombia a few days ago, getting caught up on sleep. Went about 24 hours there without sleep. It was a long plane ride late at night, and then a bit of a crazy drive just kind of getting into town here. But it's a beautiful city, really the most unique city I've ever been in, and it's beautiful because of the way that they integrate the architecture with just the trees. There's a lot of trees and grass and just green, beautiful plants and parks around. And Medellin is actually formerly the uh, capital of the world in terms of murders back in 1993, but obviously, I think about 25 years later, it's really a success story. A lot of people don't know much about it. So I actually came here to visit a friend of mine, a client, and a fellow entrepreneur, Lawrence Watkins, and so I'm going to be hanging out with him and putting out lots of great content for you here in 2018. So let's jump right in. This week I'm talking about the five digital marketing predictions to pay attention to and five to ignore. So I'm not going to give you the full list here. If you want the full list, go check out the article on autogrow.co. And instead, I'm just going to go over my top two that you should ignore and the top two that you want to pay attention to. So the first one that you want to ignore is a pretty obvious one, that social media will remain prominent and grow. This is kind of one of those, well, duh type of things. And the reason for that is, more and more people are continuously getting online, more and more businesses are getting set up online and getting started. Um, Developing economies are getting more tuned in to national and international social networks, and there's a network effect that's just kind of continuing to grind and in a cyclic way, and so it's picking up more and more users. And so, yes, social media will remain prominent and continue to grow. All right, so kind of an obvious one that you can just sort of put to the side. And if you're not already on social media, you may want to prioritize it. Okay. Keep in mind, though, that email marketing is really going to be your best channel in terms of direct sales and direct ROI. SEO is about half as effective, and social media is about 1/10 as effective as email. And that's generally because the engagement level on social media, when you're trying to sell something, when you're trying to make build an offer, it's low. People are on social media for socializing, right? So that's also why email marketing is the highest, because it's when you give up your email address, it's kind of a higher level of commitment. Second one that you could ignore is SEO will become irrelevant, and instead will be the focus will be on great quote unquote content. People have been predicting for years that SEO is dead or dying and content marketing is king. I don't know. SEO is not dead. SEO is not dying. Content marketing is really just kind of the next level of SEO, or they're kind of intertwined components, you could argue as well. But this one you can ignore. Moving on. Live video viewership will continue to increase. Now, this one is the first one that you really want to pay attention to. And it's one thing that I've noticed among some of my most successful clients is that they're constantly putting out uh, content. They're constantly putting out high quality content, and more often it's video. They're putting out video content. And some of my top clients, they're putting out their video content not just to their email lists, but they're also putting it out on YouTube, and they're building their subscriber base there on YouTube. And why is that important? Well, as Brian Dean quotes in a recent guide, and he's actually quoting from another article published on TechCrunch, where Cisco is saying that they expect about 80% of all online traffic by 2021 to be coming from sending, basically videos over the internet, right? So this is a huge trend that's just going to continue, and it's one that has been said before. Everyone's been saying for years that video is big. Well, it really is exploding right now, and some of the features that YouTube has built out. Again, another important thing to know is that YouTube is the second largest search engine next to Google. Um, so by putting out video content, you're kind of putting yourself in the way of potential traffic there as well. So you really want to capitalize on this trend in 2018, because a lot of the features have really come to fruition and matured as some of these social networks have evolved. And the quality of the content, for example, is a trend that has the quality of content has really just improved over the years, and so the engagement level of the viewership on YouTube has increased as well. So finally, the final of my top two predictions to pay attention to is that tools for smart funnels will get better. So if you're not familiar with smart funnels, I wrote a very detailed post a few years back on crazegg.com. I was the first one to give smart funnels its name. It's really the concept that you arrive on a website and your experience is personalized, and your journey through that website and your interaction with that brand on the internet is personalized based on certain behaviors or actions that you've taken. For example, whether or not you've opted into their email address, the email list, whether or not you've spent any money with them. For example, did you buy the Tripwire? Did you buy their core offer? Have you taken no action? Have you clicked on any links? Did you visit one page or did you visit 2 pages? And then in response to that, the website or their email system or a combination of multiple elements that make up a sales funnel are personalizing your experience. So you've seen me talk a little bit in the past about survey funnels, for example, and this is directly related to that. So this prediction is saying that these tools, some of them such as Thrive Leads, such as ActiveCampaign or Drip, they're going to become more sophisticated, and they're going to help their customers. I'm actually a customer of ActiveCampaign as well as Thrive. They're going to help customers to better target audiences when they're on their websites based on actions or behaviors that they've taken. And they already do that to some extent, because with, for example, ActiveCampaign, you can personalize the journey based on whether people opened or didn't open, clicked or didn't click, or how they may have been tagged based on certain purchase behavior, for instance, or how they may have entered information into a form. And similarly with Thrive Leads, you can segment your audience based on, okay, did this person opt into my email list? If so, show them this offer for my introductory product. Or did they not opt into my email list? Well, let me get the opportunity to nurture a relationship with them. So let's show this lead magnet to drive people to opt in. All right, so that's enough for this week. I encourage you to go read the article in full. And if you like it, share it, recommend it, comment, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye for now from Medellin, Colombia. Adios.